What's up, Cloud Gamers? Welcome to another episode of CGX Cast. This is a Cloud Game podcast. Are we good? We good? Okay. I was watching faces. All right, cool. So yeah, man, we got a new panel member today, and he's gonna be official here. Rokk, we're gonna introduce you more in a bit, but how you doing, sir?
Oh,
Welcome
my
to
friend,
CGX Cast.
I've
Yeah.
I've just I'm fresh back from the Bond movie, so
Oh.
like every guy that comes out of that film wants to twiddle the old dicky bow and blow the gun, and I'm kind of in that mode. I feel like I want to go out and be a spy for an hour or something. I don't know.
Was it good?
Yeah, well, I enjoyed it.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, no spoilers, but I thought it was all right.
Cool, man. Cool. We ended up seeing what's the movie?
Venom.
Venom. Yes, instead of that. But we might go back to see that. I'm glad you like it though. It's good stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool, cool. So yeah, we're gonna introduce the panel more. But just want to take a sec to let you guys know what we're going to be covering. So Amazon Luna, as you guys know, they dropped one game this week. We'll discuss that game. We hope not to spend another hour on Luna this week. We always tend to do that. So let's move that along, right? Stadia got some, I would say, decent news this week. So we're going to cover some of the Stadia news as well. Geforce Now, I would have to say, had one of the biggest news with the Crysis remastered trilogy coming to the platform. So we'll talk about GFN. Xbox Cloud Gaming had some pretty decent games. I wasn't even aware until this podcast just kicked off. I went back, did some research, and they had a good week. So we'll talk about some of the games. And Monkey will kill me if I don't talk about Shadow. So we're going to show Shadow a little love this podcast too. But yeah, man, this is going to be a decent one. So I'm excited for you guys to be here. We'll try to include you guys in the show as well. But let's take a sec, say what's up to the panel, see how they're doing, see what they've been playing on what platform. So to get started, GTP. How are you doing, sir? What have you been playing? What platform did?
Well, Metroid Dread and Far Cry 6, of course.
Your background speaks about
That's two of my main. Really, just I don't know. These two games have really got me. Anytime I get a moment, I jump on them. But I really have been playing everything. Back for Blood has been another one I've played on the Xbox and on xCloud. Really having fun with that. That one grew on me pretty quickly as well. But yeah, anytime I'm not working, I'm mostly Metroid Dread and Far Cry right now.
That's awesome. How was Far Cry for you? You seem to be having a good time with it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I really have been getting pretty deep with this game. And I'm coming around to the idea that it's the best Far Cry made so far. It's really... kind of like a greatest hits of a lot of good Far Cry stuff mashed into one with better graphics and things like that than they've ever done. So it's a ton of fun. Like, I'm just telling everybody that hasn't given it a shot to do it because it really is a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm having a good time with it. Definitely need to spend more time with it. How was Metroid? I know, it's not cloud
So
game
it's
based, but
right.
yeah.
Well, it's challenging as Metroid can be sometimes, I'm probably about 5 hours, 6 hours, but I'm not halfway through. Like, it's an 8 to 10 hour typical if you run through it. But it's fun as well. Like, and of course I'm playing on the new Switch OLED, so it just looks amazing handheld, which is mostly the only way I play my Switch, which is why I got that. But yeah, it's I wanted it to be $50, not 60, but whatever. It's a great game, and it's going to be up for a lot of awards, I'm sure.
Cool. And have you tried like cloud gaming with that OLED screen? Does it make a difference like in the Switch cloud games?
Visual quality is better and
Okay.
audio is better. There's huge difference with the OLED screen and with the speakers, but in portable mode, the performance for the cloud is pretty much similar right now to the original Switch. There aren't huge improvements to the speeds of the Wi-Fi, unfortunately, that I'm finding so far.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But the built-in Ethernet port in the dock works for me so far better than the USB Ethernet setup on the original Switch. So I'm able to plug into there, and I'm getting better cloud performance. So I got to kind of play with that a little bit more, but
Cool. As always, GTP, welcome, man. Always a pleasure having you in the panel for sure. All right, let's check in with Duncan. How are you today, sir? What have you been playing? What platform?
Okay, I have been playing. I have played some Metroid as well, so I'll get that out from the way. It is pretty decent, to say the least.
Well, there's no point in laughing. Quick,
He
somebody
freeze
put
for
a pickle in
everybody,
his
just
mouth.
me.
Earth to Duncan. Earth
Oh.
to Duncan. All right,
Looks
let's
like
check
Bunch
in
of
with.
You can
escape
see
Yeah,
he genuinely
there we
doesn't have
go.
any teeth.
Yes,
You froze
Thanks.
a little bit, Duncan.
just
Go ahead.
just a wee bit. Yes, I noticed it because everybody was frozen at my end. So some Metroid, some Far Cry, and I have been playing a lot of GFN. I've been flipping between a load of different games. Transport Fever 3 has got me, along with I'm replaying Darksiders
Ooh.
Remastered Edition just as a bit of crack. So yes, I'm
Nice.
breaking things. Yes, but get off me before I break anything more.
Good to have you on here, my dude. Ben, how are you doing, sir? What have you been playing? What platform?
I'm doing pretty good. Let's see. I've played. I did some Far Cry 6. I didn't really dive into the cloud aspect because I was having too much fun locally, playing on my local hardware. That game is just beautiful. It's everything Jerry said. Yes, that's just yeah. I'm excited for it. It's looking good. It's fun.
What are you
It's-
playing it on? You said local. Is
Yeah,
it
I'm on my
PC or
PC.
Xbox? Okay.
PC.
Okay.
With everything turned up on the highest detail. I'll probably test it out on GFN. I need to.
What rig do you have PC wise? What are you rocking?
I have an RTX 3060,
Nice.
and I have an AMD. Sorry, I have the Ryzen. What is it? I don't remember. I have to look it up. The
GTP help 'em out,
5600X.
Okay. Cool. Good stuff.
Jerry helped me when I was looking at it.
Yeah.
He
I
kind
was
of,
gonna
I was
say
yeah,
kind of
would-
advised me.
5600X, you're good.
yeah.
he
I
would
remember.
know. Yeah. Cool.
But, and then
Ben.
I also got
ahead.
some Back for Blood in
Ooh.
on xCloud and on my Series X, kind of comparing the two.
I'm glad you said that. Do you like that game?
It's not my kind of game, but I am having fun with it. I
Okay.
played it. I played it with a few friends the first time, and then I played it by myself with a couple of randoms and some bots a second time, and it was still fun. I was pleasantly surprised. It's just something about the dynamic of the characters working together and stuff. Like they talk to each other while you're doing stuff, or if you shoot each other, which makes it kind of more interesting to me. I don't know. It's not a big thing. It's not a major distraction, but it is something.
Okay. Cool, man. Glad that you guys are gaming and glad that you're enjoying Far Cry on PC, man. I was debating if I should check that out on my rig as well. But yeah, man, the game is looking gorgeous and I'm glad you guys enjoy it. So let's get to Rokk, new member of the panel.
New boy.
Yeah. So just let me just paint a picture here so people will kind of know what's going on. So again, we did a podcast where some people thought, we were too hard on Google Stadia. So again, someone commented that we should get someone to represent Stadia, a Stadia representative on this podcast. And Rokk was one of the people that said he was interested in the position. We talked to the guys, of course, and they all thought it was a good idea. So here comes Rokk. But yeah, man, we're excited to have you on here. I think,
Thank you.
you're
Thanks for inviting
yeah,
me.
balance
It's an
things out,
absolute
yeah.
pleasure.
Yeah.
I mean, full admission, as you know, I'm not limited to Stadia. I've got
Yeah.
Geforce Now Founders. I've got Game Pass Ultimate on my Series X. I've got PS Now and PS Plus on my PlayStation 5, and I've got a rig as well, PC rig. But I definitely spend the lion's share of my time on Stadia, and of course that's kind of the content that I've been doing since February 20. So I'm more than happy. You will always get honesty and respect out of me. That's all I will
Sure.
promise you. And I'm not here to be the yin to the yang. Everyone's opinions are everyone's opinions. But you'll always get my honest opinion, and that's all I can ever promise you.
That's awesome. Again, that's what we're looking for. Again, we appreciate.
And I've been playing
coming.
shed loads of Far Cry 6 too. I'm about 43 hours in on that game.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dang,
And
that's
in I
crazy.
also got in some Back for Blood and some Destiny 2 as well.
Holy
So I've been
smokes.
I
Wow.
I have lost the use of my lower limbs. They they walked off.
Yeah. So you've put in enough hours to kind of, give an overall take on Far Cry. How would you rate it compared to the
Yeah,
others?
do you know it's interesting, Ace, because when I first started to play it, and I've had some issues because I've been mixing and matching. I've played again. Most of those hours have been on Stadia, in truth, but I've also played it on Geforce Now, and I have also played it on my local PC. For the same reasons as Ben, it just looks stunning in Ultra, and it still looks amazing on GFM. But the problem with Far Cry 6 versus the others is that it's a bit of a manual process to save your cloud savings. And then if you accidentally download the wrong one in one of those mixes, like I did, you can lose, like I did, 4 hours of gameplay. But luckily, most of that was, just exploring and stuff. So I got it back again. But yeah, I love it. It's initially I thought, it's just cause in first player. But once you really get under the skin of the game, and there is so much in there, some great hidden humor, lots of shouts to some of the old Far Cry stuff as well. Yeah, I'm like Jerry. It's by far, and of course the important thing is they've got to make these massive games now to keep people subscribing. And Duncan and I have spoken about this in the past. You're not going to get a 40-hour, that's it, game, goodbye, wait till next year for the next edition.
Yeah.
You're going to get these things that are going to keep you locked in. Otherwise, you're not going to keep paying your subscription. So the value is amazing.
Yeah. True. Man, you guys in Far Cry, man, gotta put in the hours. Y'all are making me jealous, man. How is the story? That's what I'm big on. Do you feel like the story is doing it for you?
For me personally, it's not as good as the Far Cry 5 story and my favorite, which is Primal, which is probably the most hated of all the Far Cries.
Yeah.
I kind of feel that the story has maybe given way to the expanse of the game, but the narrative is great, the acting is superb, all the mocap stuff and everything is on point, so you can't really knock it. It's still a great value game.
Okay. Good, man. Dang. All right, I'm gonna definitely have to play some Far Cry after this podcast. Good stuff. Monkey, how are you doing today, sir? What have you been playing? What platform?
Yeah, so I've been playing a wee bit of Far Cry 6 as well, just hopping in and out. I'm not too far in yet, but it is by far the best looking Far Cry there has been, which you would imagine because the technology has advanced so far now. Yeah, I love it, man. Obviously on the new 4K TV on Stadia, it's so easy just to jump in. I refuse to play it on GFN because I have the Ultimate Edition, but GFN hasn't given me the full Ultimate Pack PC version, so I'm just like, I might as well just play it on Stadia. It's so much easier in that regards. An interesting game I did try out this week, through Gritted Teeth. We'll get to my thoughts on Xbox Cloud Gaming very, very soon. But the Riftbreaker came out this week, and it's so it's a hack and slash twin thumbstick shooter combined with a base building strategy, sort of genre.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's weird playing this type of game with controller. You guys know me, I love a good simulator on PC. Or GeForce Now. Mouse and keyboard is so much easier for these games. I don't want to buy it to see if it's any better playing in mouse and keyboard right now. I'll wait for a sale. The implementation of the controller use on Xbox it's pretty good, but it feels unnatural, if that makes sense. And that's coming from someone that doesn't play mouse and keyboard an awful lot. New World is a game that's got me actually properly playing like a third person game with mouse and keyboard. So I'm getting better though. Little noob here can only play controller, but Yeah, the game itself, the Riftbreaker, is interesting. xCloud's performance, even more so interesting, and the fact that it has went fucking severely downhill for me. I do not. Someone's cut a cable or something, man, on the way up here to Scotland. I don't know what's going on because it used to be really good. And like I see, like Jerry and yourself and Gamer TV, you guys, it looks like you guys are playing in a completely different planet from me, man, when it comes to xCloud, because it's ridiculously good for you guys. And for me, it was okay. And it's just got worse and worse and worse. And I'm severely disappointed. And as you see in the background, I've been playing on Shadow. I'm still playing Tales of Arise.
How many hours? How many hours do you got in that right now?
36.
Okay.
It's not a lot, but I'm stuck at the fourth boss. I'm on my fourth attempt to get past it, and I can't get past it.
As much as you talk about that hell monkey, I just assumed you'd be at like, I don't know, 60 or 70.
I know, that's what I was hoping for too, yeah.
It's actually, it's not a long game. Like, I think talking to Holtz, everyone knows Holtz. So
Where are you, Holtz? No.
he keeps telling us about all these great games. So I'm trying to rush through and finish them, and I'm just, it's not happening. So I move on to another game, and then I go back to it and have another crack. And obviously Crysis. Crysis. What a fantastic game that is, by the way. What an absolute fantastic game. The first one, as Chief said, and I agree with him, it's very much dated now. Haven't had a chance to play the second or the third yet. I think I'm just going to patch the first one. It's too hard. I'm not too ashamed to admit that it's too hard in normal mode. Easy mode is way too easy. There's no fun in it. So I think I'm just going to patch it because the mechanics are very dated, and just head on over to the second one where there's a lot more depth in the game. If it ever works on GFN, I'm hearing it's not running so well. So yeah, let's wait and see.
Cool. Monkey, good to have you on here, man.
Cheers, man.
Can't wait to hear about your Xbox xCloud experience, man. It's gonna be quite interesting.
No.
But man, guys, a lot of games have released in cloud. I'm having a hard time knowing what to play. I think that's why I haven't really played anything. You know, I start Far Cry and like, dag, I gotta go play Tales again, and then Crysis. Just so many freaking games out right now, man.
You've got to be careful what you wish for, Ace. This is the trouble.
I think it's
So
funny.
true.
I opened xCloud and I sent
true.
a screenshot of 3 new games on xCloud. People were like, when did those land?
Yeah, I
It
was
just
like, what?
They didn't even talk about those. They weren't big games. They just,
Yeah.
I mean, there's one
Yeah.
that was decent, but it was a Rift Breaker.
Yeah.
But everything else, the other two were just like, okay. But they added 3 new games, just didn't say anything. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just 3 new
It's
games.
crazy. So many games, man. So many games. But yeah, we asked for this, so we can't complain, right? But it's crazy overall. But yeah, guys, good to have you guys. Excited to see how this podcast is gonna go with the conversation and discussions. But before we do that, let's take a sec to say what's up to you guys who are watching. Again, appreciate you guys being here. So Sean, good to see you. Zero for games. Good to see you as well. Rokk, I see you in here.
Yeah, bless them.
Yeah. Polaris, thanks for
that's
the
great. Thank
sub
you.
chat. Look at this, man. You got a little fan base here. Ben.
Polaris does really suck, to be absolutely fair.
You what?
But not for $5.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
gosh.
that is a private thing. That is me getting my own back there.
Ben, it's good to see you, my dude. Shermit Gaming, good to see you as always. Dr. Space, we had him as a guest 2 weeks ago, so check out that podcast. Cool, dude. Definitely good to see you on the show.
You wait till next week. Get rid of Rokk. Why is Rokk still on here? What's going on with this Rokk fella?
Nah, you too late for that, man. You're good, but All right, let's keep going. Anyone else I'm missing here? Ali, what's up? Good to see you. And I think that's it. Okay, let's get into Victor. I see you, Vic. Holtz, I see you too. All right, so let's kick this off. Again, if you guys like this, hit the like button. If you guys want to ask questions, do, and we'll try to bring you guys in, or hit that chat button. So again, we don't miss it going. I do a terrible job highlighting that, so I apologize, but I'll make sure I keep my eyes on that. So let's get into this, man. Amazon Luna, Alien Isolation. It's a game that released for that platform this week. They told us when they give us the blueprint of the games that are going to be coming for this month. That was pretty much the highlight game, right? So this game released. I just curious. I know y'all in UK probably haven't tested this game out yet. But if you've played on other platform, let me know where your excitement level is. But if you've tested on Luna, I think GTP, you might be the only one here who have access to it. Let me know how your experience has been. But let's kick this off, man. We'll start with GTP. This is twice now I'm starting with you, man.
It's all good, man. Whatever. Luna's light this week anyway. There's not a lot, and honestly, most of what we would have said about Alien Isolation or Luna, we all said last week. We had a pretty good, lengthy discussion about Luna last week that covered a lot of things with that. So I'll just say the same thing. Good game to come to the service, but it is a 2014 game. You know, it's an older release, but it wasn't a game for me. I personally had some issues with the perspective of the game in the closed spaces, kind of getting a little bit of motion sickness with that game playing it. Yeah, unfortunately, it's rare, especially at 60 FPS or above, that I'll have that. But some games just have that first-person view, like there's no hand in front of you, there's no nothing, and you're running around, and it can kind of get to me. But I did get in for about 30 minutes because you know I have to know, like, how's it running, like, at least on the Luna Plus channel. And, I mean, solid. I mean, it was, again, they're always going for that higher detail setting, 60 FPS, 1080p, and for now, that's their target, and they keep hitting it. So if you want to play that game on Luna, it's going to run great. And you shouldn't have any problems with it. But, you know, overall, nothing major for them this week.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I like the pace of this. Duncan, where are you with Luna news this week, man?
I think we may. It's really hard to talk about the Luna news because we've already got it, and you're only releasing like 1 or 2 games a week, if even that. So I think we discussed Alien coming at the beginning of the month. Great, it is coming. Let's move on. There we go. Nice and succinct there. You said you wanted to skip the.
No, let's go. Let's go. How about you, Bucky? Where are you at with Luna news, man?
Look, guys, you see what happens? See, when I'm back, order is restored. No longer shall we waste your time talking about a service that only 10 people can play. You know what I did there? No, look, Luna, man, just get your finger out and get it over here, please. I'm with Jerry, by the way, on Alien Isolation. I tried that game for the first time not so long ago on Boosteroid. The game ran well enough, but there was just something off about it. It didn't sit right. As Jerry said, the camera views in that were unnatural, so it was really hard to continue the game, and it's just a generic shooter, really, based off the Alien franchise, sort of just piggybacking off of that for sales. So and can I just ask Duncan a question, since you like winding me up, mate? I'm going to wind you up now.
Oh boy, here we go.
What happened to your Luna streams that you used to do, mate? What happened to that? Have you lost faith in that platform? Is that why you do not support it anymore with your time every week?
It's a bit difficult for us over here, and I think you would imagine that as well. You're going to be talking about something that you don't have access to. That's basically it. We are trying to, when it does come back, when we actually finally get some access, we may be doing something along them lines going forward. So yes, you can have your bit of banter there.
No, I was genuinely interested as well. I just remembered my man. No, that's good. It's coming back.
And
We,
can I just do one wee tiny plug here? We will be streaming Luna tonight, so we will.
Ooh, there you go.
We will be streaming the game we've been just talking about, Alien Isolation.
what,
and
pretending it's on
Nice.
Luna?
No. Yes. No. Maker will be streaming Luna tonight, and he will be streaming Alien Isolation.
There we go. There we go.
See, Duncan and I always said when we started Luna, what did we call it? Luna something.
Lunacast.
Lunacast. That was it. Yeah, totally unique. When we first started doing it, we genuinely thought that they would coincide the international rollout with New World. I mean, we know that seemed to make a heap of sense. That there would be controllers, and we, there was that one moment, Dunk, wasn't there, where they put up a New World page for like 24 hours on Luna, and Ash found it there, Ash to Ashes, and we covered it as a news item. We said, oh, there you go, it's definitely coming, it's going to happen. But then it disappeared, and of course it's now launched on PC, and we've not seen it yet. But it just everything seemed to point. I think it's coming up to about a year now, isn't it, since Luna first appeared?
Just about, yeah.
So it'd be a good time. It would be a good time for them to actually say yes. And for the holidays, ladies and gentlemen, you can access Luna outside the US, and also if you have a Premier, if you have an Amazon Prime account. It's late for me, boys. I'm usually in bed with bleeding cocoa this time of night. Amazon Prime, and you can get, you'll get X amount of games for free, and the rest of it you can subscribe to. I mean, that's got to be happening soon. It can't be. They can't keep flipping it on for a year, surely.
Yeah. Funny to say that as well, because not so long ago, well, actually a wee while ago now, they opened up the page for everyone to register for access.
Yes.
So if you go onto the landing page here in the UK, Europe, it just continually says you have already registered your access. But I jumped the gun, like you guys, thinking it was going to come earlier. I've had an Amazon Prime account for ages now. I never had one before. And I keep buying stuff from Amazon just to sort of justify the next day it's not getting wasted, man. Honestly, it's just it's a waste of money. But
I still remember the minute that the pre-registration stuff for Luna came up in the UK, or in Europe. Monkey was like on it. I think I was like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning for him. He's like, I'm doing it right now.
I got all excited.
Yeah, so true. So true.
I quite like Alien Isolation, by the way. I've played it on a couple of different platforms. Mind you, having said that, I've stopped at about the same point in the game for both times I've played it. So maybe that tells me something. But it's kind of a game I quite like. It's a little bit of exploration, uncovering a story. That's the sort of usual thing that I go for. I'd be keen as anything to see what it looks like on Luna. So that's what you Maker's streaming later, is he, Duncan? The Alien Isolation. I have to watch out for that. I'm keen to see what it looks like.
Yeah, it looks good. Decent. It looks okay. But yeah, I don't know.
Is it comparable to GeForce, or I mean, on a par? Is it above, below?
Wait, you mean the game?
The whole
Luna?
platform, not just the game itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Luna
Yeah.
performance-wise, I think is definitely on par. I experience some stutters every once in a while, but man, when it comes to like hitting that 60 FPS and graphically, again, it's still 1080p, but man, it's smooth, man. It's really smooth.
I would say personally for me, and I know this isn't the same for everyone because it's cloud gaming, but for me personally, Luna works better than Stadia. The UI is pretty nice. It's clean. It's kind of pretty looking with the color theming and everything, and it's easy to use. That's kind of the big point: is they're easy to use, and their casual games is the main chunk of their library.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if Gamer was here, I know he loves the performance of Luna. I think I think he would pick it, from what I remember, out of Stadia and GFN, right? But GTP, I do want to hear from you though. Luna performance, how was it for you?
Yeah, it is really good. Like I said, they target high detail 1080p 60 for most of the games. So while like on GFN you might be able to go in and go above that with like very high ultra things that you might not hit, you may or may not hit the 60 FPS depending on the game as well on GFN. But no, their performance is really good. It was iffy when it first launched, but I've seen huge improvements. Now almost anything I launch up, especially on the Luna Plus channel, they're like specific ports for Luna on there. Super smooth, really good experience and on par as far as power. A lot of their machines are running like the Tesla T10s servers, some are T4s. So if you go into certain Ubisoft games, they're PC, so you can actually run the benchmarks and see all the hardware, and you can see what they're dealing with in there. So pretty comparable right now.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Biggest gripe with Luna still is the online. I mean, it's gonna come. We know that, but right now, if you really want to play a game online, that's not Ubisoft. That's still an issue for that platform. So yeah, I would say right now that's my biggest gripe. And then 4K, it would be great to see that come to it as well. But
I would
Yeah,
say
yeah.
it's okay to have that as a gripe, but I don't think it's an issue because they clearly have themselves labeled as beta, and that's one of the big reasons why. They advertise that they don't have multiplayer with the exception of couch co-op, which is cool. At least they have that now, but it's not the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
But it's okay to be mad
Look,
about that.
look,
It'll
yeah.
come eventually.
Thank you for saying it's okay. I mean, like we said, these guys have been beta for a year now, man. Come on. You know what I'm
GFN was
saying?
beta for like 4 or 5.
Hey, they had online at least in their beta.
True.
Let's keep going. Anyone else for Luna, man? This I think is the fastest Luna coverage.
Yes,
I've seen.
I want to start up another debate now just for badness. So
Just to keep it on Luna, right?
Because that's what he does.
But yeah, all right, let's move along, man. Who are we covering next? I haven't have my show notes up, man. My bad. Oh, all right. Let's hop onto GFN, man. As you guys know, hold up, I gotta put my show notes up, man. But GFN, as you guys know, GFN Thursday happens every Thursday, right? And this week I'm gonna highlight the games, but we'll just start off with the biggest one, which is Crysis, right? Crysis 1, 2, and 3 remastered is a thing in GFN now. And I think it's pretty cool. The way they were advertising this now is pretty much you can play Crysis on anything, right? The joke is, right, if you want to see if your hardware is powerful enough, the question is, can they play Crysis? And now the way GFN is marketing this with GFN, you can pretty much play Crysis on 4 or 5 year old phone or TV or MacBook or Chromebook, which is good marketing. But let's focus on Crysis real quick while we'll get to the other games. But how big of a deal is it for GFN to get this series on this platform? So we're just going to open that up. Anyone can hop on while I go pull out the show notes.
I'll take it away.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, first of all, I like that this says that what was it? It said there was like 7 games coming to the Geforce Now library. I don't know if that was you or if that was Geforce Now's announcement, but there's really only like 4 because
Crysis
4 of them were Crysis.
Yeah. Sure.
But
sure.
anyway, go on, Monk.
So, sorry, I was just going to talk about the performance in my experience so far with the original Crysis remastered. So, obviously, straight on, maxed out the settings to carry around Crysis mode. For the most part, it handled it really well. And, I mean, Jerry will know when that setting was first introduced to that game, it wasn't supposed to be played or used for the capabilities of your hardware at the time. It was a sort of future-proof. When it did drop frames and miss a wee beat, the details really dropped. And if it did drop into the 50s, FPS-wise, you really felt it. So for the optimal experience, drop it down to very high settings. And I can't believe I'm saying that, drop it down to very high settings, and it runs the game like a boss. You've got RTX on, you've got DLSS as well, which for me when a game on GeForce Now incorporates DLSS and it has the ability of adaptive VSync, it's as close to local as I have experienced, and it's just an absolute pleasure. And you forget that you're playing via the cloud from time to time. There is the odd little stutter here and there. That's just network. It happens across all of my cloud gaming experiences. Every now and again, you get that odd wee second, but just performance-wise, tremendous. And I can't wait to jump into the other two. Like, really impressed.
Good. Anyone else for Crysis?
I did all three. I played all three for a while because before we got on the podcast, I finally finished recording for the third one because I'm trying to put up just one video for all three games to kind of talk about how they're doing. And Crysis 1 has always been it's dated even as a remaster for some of the visuals. However, they did do really good in there. And Monkey's right, the Can It Run Crysis mode does pretty good, especially if you go DLSS, balanced or performance. You can get away from a lot of those dips, and it looks really nice. But again, like he said, drop it down to very high, tweak a couple things. You can really do yourself a favor and run it even better if you want to. The second one is another story. You can run almost any settings you want in that game. It has a stutter. Some PC games tend to do this at launch, and for whatever reason, this game is doing it for me and a bunch of other people. It's not game breaking. It's not horrible, but 1 and 3 run so butter smooth for me on high, very high, whatever, and then 2 is just kind of a little bit of a mess with that, and you'll see some of that in the video too. But but all in all, really awesome for GFN to get that. It's when you bring a whole franchise at once, that's what I like. Like, I don't like when they drop like one game, number 2, number 3. I like when they just bring a franchise. So having the trilogy was great. And it was me that said, is it 6 games or 7 this week? Because Crysis 1, 2, and 3, and then the other 3 is 6. But then if you count them, it says there's a 7th one, Crysis Trilogy, but that's not a game. That's just a package of how you buy the other 3 games.
I noticed that too.
So if you look at my video title, it's the first one in like a year that doesn't have a number of games for the week, because I'm not putting 7 or 6. Like, I'll just refuse it and just write Crysis Lands in the Cloud or something. I put, and Monkey had a better one with GFN's in Crysis or whatever, but I knew everybody was going to do something with that.
I mean, if
cool.
you really want GFN logic, it's technically, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because of the Steam and the Epic versions. The way they used to count.
Well,
games.
true.
That's all GFN logic.
I do want to say though, don't sleep on the Rift Breaker. And of course, this is in Game Pass as well. But this game is really cool, by the way. Really cool.
I was going to highlight that. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to just say something about the amount of games. This is considered a weak week for the amount of games for GFN. But I think we touched on this in our show about GFN. They were upfront and honest with this to say that there was actually 2 more games meant to be on the list for this week, but then they haven't been delayed on GFN. The games have actually just been delayed, so them games are going to be coming. So there was actually meant to be more games in this, so that's why it looks a bit less. It's just actual game delays.
So can I say something real quick, right? They just recently give us a roadmap of the games that were coming to this platform, right? And this was, this wasn't mentioned, correct? Crysis? It wasn't in the roadmap, right?
No.
So in a way, they knew this was coming, right? But they kept it a secret. I think that's pretty cool, right? Who knows what other secret they have? And it's going to be interesting, if this is a thing that they continue to do. Like, this is a big game. They kept it a secret and just wowed us with it, this week.
I think you guys know my opinion of Shadow Drops. I don't like it.
But hold on.
Remember,
we talked about this last week, right? There has to be a balance, right? GFN does this like every time. Then it's like, oh, this is an issue. But every once in a while to have like surprises, right? I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing.
If they surprise us with a game that isn't new, right? Because technically these Crysis games are new. These are the
not the remastered. This just released. The remastered trilogy just released.
Yeah, so that's technically new. Okay, so tell us it's coming. Let me plan ahead. You know, build up a bit of hype. I've said it all along. Like, if it's coming this month, announce it. If it's not coming, listen. There's no way they didn't know until after last
they
Thursday
knew.
that this
They
game
knew.
was coming. So
Yeah.
they could have announced like the new Crysis remastered trilogy is coming, and then this week say, oh, and you can also play the original remaster from Steam and Epic this week because why
Or-
not?
Okay. So, as
That
a
should be the
content,
surprise.
hold on, as a content creator, right? When you heard this news, because I think Chief and myself had the same reaction, like, oh shit, like this is so dope. Did that take you by surprise?
It did, yes. I'm very
So-
happy to see the
So
game there.
that's fun, right? That's fun. Every once in a while, companies need to have this like, oh shoot, we didn't see that coming surprise type deal. Not all the time, but I think it's not too bad every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's just my personal take.
I'm with Hellmonkey here. If it's a new game, I think they should be announcing it beforehand because in the times we're living in at this moment in time, that makes a lot of sense. Doesn't slap me in the back of the head. In this moment in time, with the situation the world is in, people are counting their pennies and they need to know what games are coming and where they are going. It doesn't matter what platform, if it's Stadia, if it's GFN, if it's Luna. Roadmaps are good to just know what is coming, and that is my take on roadmaps. Shadow drops are absolutely great as long as they're not abused and done all the time.
Yeah.
But for me, if it's a brand new game coming out, it is not a game which is a shadow drop as in a complete another shadow drop. Like Quake was basically for me is a brilliant example of a shadow drop. We should know what's coming more or less, bar the older games on GFN.
I was a bit gutted actually when they dropped Crysis because I've got Crysis 3 and I got really excited. I bought it on Steam. So I thought, excellent, I better play it on Geforce Now. And no, because it ain't the remastered version.
Yeah.
So
That's true. That is true. Yeah. Yeah.
and it would have been nice. I mean, I get that it's technically a better game, but it would have been nice to have had the option to play the slightly older versions as well.
Yeah. Hopefully that comes with these.
Yeah, but I'm just being a bit greedy and needy.
Yeah. No, good point. Anyone else with Crysis and GFN? Because like GTP was saying, there's other great games on this platform that released this week as well. What the heck is man? I'm so off of my notes today, man. But what is that game? Here we go. Reef Breaker is actually a good game, right? I'm just curious. Anyone touched that except from Monkey? And if so, how was the experience? And what are your thoughts on the other, say 4 games released that's not Crysis on this platform? Anyone can just talk about that.
I'll go for Riftbreaker first. I played it on xCloud this week. It's a PC game. That's my take on it.
What does that mean though? Like you can't play with a controller? Is that what you basically?
I think it would be a lot easier keyboard and mouse. I was having a bit of fun in games with that, and I think it'll be just easier with mouse and keyboard.
Okay. Anyone else with Reef Breaker?
Dunk, is it anything like The Ascent? It's obviously a top-down perspective.
Kind of and kind of not. So the basis of it's top-down, shooting, hacking and slashing. You use that to explore and find new areas to mine, and you need to kill nests and
All right.
like back up all the resources and things to build your base up, and then you go back to where your base is. But that's the only thing, is the base building feels just so off with a controller. It's so weird. Absolute fair play to the developers. They've done a bang. a bang up job implementing it in the way they have, but it feels unnatural. They've went for something that's not out there, and absolutely 100% credit to them.
Yeah.
If you can pick it up on a sale on Steam, definitely try it out. It's really hard to explain until you're in playing the game, sort of thing. Plus the fact that I'm an idiot and really bad at this sort of thing.
Me and you are both idiots, so that's what I was finding as well. It didn't feel, the control system didn't feel natural on the controller, because it took, and you're going to laugh, this is me, if you didn't see my tweet earlier about my PC building skills, it took me about 10-15 minutes to work out, oh, that's how you work, that's how you actually build your first base.
Yeah.
Oh my god, when you get...
Right.
So are you saying the tutorial should have been better?
There's a tutorial?
I haven't played the game. Tell me there's a tutorial. There's no
There
tutorial?
there is, but it's very basic.
It's like,
Okay.
build up your base. And I'm looking, what?
And then you just get this Android voice. If you don't do something quick enough, it just repeats your objective in a very, like, if he said that round our way, someone would give him a slap. Like, you wouldn't be allowed to talk to people like this. He's just got that tone. He's got that tone. It's like, shut up, mate. So it gets annoying. I'm like with Duncan, you're trying to figure out the controls, and you just have this Android voice in your ear saying, build up your base, build up your base. You will die if you don't build up your base.
So would you guys recommend this game?
Yes. Sorry, go on.
Yes, I was going to say, yes, I would recommend this for
Okay.
GFM.
Okay.
I think play it on xCloud, and I think you'll know if you'll like that sort of game. Even though the control systems are a bit funny and stuff like that, I think it's a PC game pushed into a console, and that they need to work out some bits and bobs on it.
Okay.
Or we could just have mouse and keyboard naturally integrated into xCloud. Cough, cough, get your finger out, Microsoft.
So does this then make you guys appreciate the fact that there's no controller support for New World?
No, because yes, no.
Okay. Yes and no?
I don't know.
Which, yeah.
I'm
So
just saying
again,
shady.
like if people want it, but if it doesn't perform well, right? Should that be a thing?
No, because yes and no, because I spoke not last week, the week before, about developers and publishers making their games available to as many individuals as possible. So if you can't play mouse and keyboard for whatever reason, you only have a controller, you can play this game. Whereas with New World, it's completely different. You are locked to mouse and keyboard. Yes, you can remap a controller, but the general gamer doesn't know how to do that. They don't want to spend the time to do that. They just want to pick up a controller and jump into this brand new game. So, no, as I said before, the developers have done fantastic to get that type of game working with the controller. Keep at it. They'll probably improve it. It'll probably get better.
Okay.
And yeah, they've took a risk, and I like that.
I actually was really comfortable with keyboard and mouse on New World, but I miss playing it 10 feet away from my TV with my feet up on the lounge and my, margarita. So, I mean, that's the only reason I want a controller. I just want to be lazy in cloud. That's how I play.
You can get a Bluetooth keyboard.
No, man, you don't be doing none of that stuff. No. You can't. That's unnatural. It goes against the laws of physics. You don't want to be doing that. She's going to crash Jim. And he went up in space this week as well, didn't he? Bless him. Little Captain Kirk. He left his wig behind, though. I think it was going to be flammable or something. They couldn't be taking that up there. It was against health and safety.
That reminds me. I'm a little bit disappointed that. Hold on.
The words don't come naturally.
Well, that too. But I'm a little bit disappointed that Nichelle Nichols didn't go first, considering how much work she did for NASA.
Is she still around?
Yes.
Is she?
They just did a documentary about her, and she was in it.
Wow. I just find it safer at my age to say everybody's dead. and then be corrected, because it just seems to work that way.
That documentary is great, by the way. It's called Women in Motion, or Woman in Motion.
All right.
And she should have gone up before him, in my opinion, just because of all the space work that she actually, like all the promoting she actually did for NASA.
Does she actually want to go up?
I don't know, but she should get a chance. They should have offered it to her first.
They could have had gone together and had the first real space
That would
kiss.
have been even better.
Yeah.
Cool. All
But
right.
Guys,
that's just my
come on.
personal opinion.
What's going on here?
See, I told you I'd control it in the end.
We talked about space, man. You know, we gotta,
Dude, getting back on track, talking about space. Jesus, the people
Space,
are here.
clouds, Skynet, it's all the same,
it's
right?
cloud.
Not a fat man getting into space.
Oh, man. All right, let's keep moving, man. GFN, and anyone else have anything to say about GFN before we?
It says GFN January.
Should be.
Huh?
Yep. If this is GFN January, if you are a big GFN user, if you go over to the Epic Game Store, if you sign up for their marketing, you will get £10 off. Or $10 off, and they are recommending people to hold fire until next week when their Halloween sale starts off, and you can combine your £10, $10 off coupon as part of the sale. So you could pick up a couple, or you could pick up a pretty decent game there for next to nothing. I will get we joke in here, and I know Helmut will be signing up straight away because he's a Scotsman. So there we go.
Oh, that's racist.
I was going to say the same. That's racist. I was going to say the same thing about you, Duncan. You love a bargain, man. But 90% of Duncan's library is like
Free.
stolen. Yeah,
Yes.
it's literally just he's a thief.
I'm a thief.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. All right, so Ali says, please talk about the rumor. So we can't talk about the rumor. We kind of know what the rumor is, but again, we can't say anything about it. But I just want to let you guys know, right? GFN is here saying that there's something coming. So stay tuned to this, man. This, I would say, might be really exciting, right? But just want to let you guys know something big is coming as they're advertising right here. So stay tuned to that. It's going to be good stuff. Anyone else on GFN before we move on? Nope. Okay, cool. Google Stadia it is. All right, let's move to the Stadia news, guys. I would say not a lot of news this week for... Oh my goodness. Is there something going on behind the scene I'm not catching here? All right, let's keep going. Google Stadia, right? So Destiny Season 15 Festival of the Lost is a thing for Google Stadia. You can also go on a power trip with Ben 10 if that's something you're interested in. There's a lot of sales on Stadia right now. If you guys were wondering, I was on there checking it out. You can get Grid, Outcasters. So check that out if you guys are looking for a good sale. Direct touch input method is now available with iOS, but it's just for one game with Humankind. So check that out. Last but not least, check out the party feature on Google Stadia, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I wish that feature would have came a lot sooner, but it's on there now. So pretty much, if you are looking for players to play game with multiplayer, you can create a group, right? And people can find the group and go to your group, and y'all can game together. So overall, it's good stuff. Actually, I say last but not least. It's actually not the last but not least. Free-to-play weekend with Borderlands. Anyone have a count of how many times that has been?
Like 5,
6, 7?
5 or 6.
Okay.
100.
I think it's great, but I think everyone who's a pro member right now has probably done this. It'll be good. They did good previously, bring in different rotation of games, but enough with the Borderlands and the Breakpoints. I think we've seen those games on free-to-play weekend quite enough now. But anyway, overall, I would say pretty decent week for Google Stadia. I'm going to open this up. We'll start with We'll start with Duncan. I see you smiling on here.
That wasn't.
What's your take on the good Stadia news this week?
Okay, I can say it a couple of different ways.
All right.
All sizzle, no steak, and it isn't actually a bad week if you're looking at the features and things like that. It's these features that they've added are pretty cool. No one can deny that, but they're it's the sizzle, but we need the steak, which is the games. We need more games coming, and especially when you see what everybody else is putting out there, you can't help to compare and contrast what's going on there. But it's a good week from a tech sort of perspective.
Cool. Good to hear. How about you, Ben? What's your take on Stadia news this week, man?
It's okay.
Okay.
They've been talking about the direct touch on humankind for how many weeks now? It's not really news. I'm glad it's finally here. But yeah, I mean, Ben 10. That's another family game. Borderlands 3 again, free weekend. Don't know how many more of those we're gonna get.
Ben, where's the enthusiasm, my dude? I need to see some
No, he's
enthusiasm.
entitled to not be enthusiastic.
Now,
He doesn't want to be ace.
I do have a
I
question
have to
because I haven't
see-
checked yet.
Yeah.
You said there's a lot of good sales on Stadia going on right now. You mentioned 2 games. How many of the rest of the games are not
I'll
Ubisoft
pull it
games?
There
out.
are quite a few.
I'll pull it out. No,
that
it's
is quite-
actually
but my
quite
question
decent.
is, well, I haven't looked at it. My question is, how many are not Ubisoft games?
I'm pull it out for you. Ben.
Quite a few.
Okay, good.
I'll pull it out. This
Okay,
is,
that's
I
nice.
was
'Cause for
I
like
was
nine, 9 or 10 months, it was like 90% Ubisoft games.
Yeah. Well, they mirror what's going on in the rest of the world as far as Ubisoft's concerned.
Yeah.
And that's why Borderlands 3 is a free to play, because it is a free to play weekend for
Yeah.
Borderlands 3 on most platforms.
Makes
So, you know, I mean, they do the same thing as well with most of their free to play. Tends to mirror, particularly if it's Ubisoft, they tend to mirror whatever is happening in the wonderful wide world of Ubisoft, which is fine. I mean, it's one of their major supporters.
That's fine. My personal opinion, and again, this is just my personal opinion. If they're going to advertise free to play weekends for something like that's free to play everywhere, it shouldn't be put behind the pro paywall.
There's a strong argument for that. Duncan used to say, "Go on, Dunk, you're about to say it again. I can see it."
No, I'm about to question. Yes, how is Paw Patrol?
Oh my goodness, dude. Oh my goodness. Look, I put this on for my daughter and I ended up playing it, man. So that's all I gotta say. It's fun, man. If you watch the show too, like you can, name the names.
There's a shortage
It's-
of Paw Patrol toys in the UK right now, so this could be one
Yeah,
of the
it's-
There's a
ways you
show-
appease your
it's-
kids.
There's a new
They
movie that just
love
came
it.
out like a month ago. My daughter loved it.
They love
Yeah.
it. They love it. It's a good get, and it was a free pro game. So shout out to Stadia for that.
Yeah.
They love it. It's good stuff.
Or just going to the sales. I think the sales are pretty decent.
If I can find it, where is it?
But Rokk, go back to your point before I rudely interrupted.
No, you used to say about Dunk, didn't you? We used to talk about. I used to say that they should open the free to plays up to non-pro as well, and in fact, even the whole kind of trial of a game. And you used to say that with OnLive, they had an issue with that people used to end up just playing a loop forever and a day, and nobody actually ended up buying any games, which was an interesting. That's kind of what you used to say, isn't it? If I
Yes.
remember rightly.
As the online rep, I can talk about that.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Exactly. With on live, there was a game called Homefront. Does anybody remember Homefront?
Oh yeah.
Basically,
Good game.
what
great
people
game.
did there was they just played the loop there and played the multiplayer. You had one match in the multiplayer, you logged out from it, and you logged back into it, and your 30 minutes started again. And people just to jump in and out of Homefront because that was the only game people played for multiplayer.
Yeah. So
I think it should. I think it's what better marketing ploy than to open Stadia up to everybody to play for a weekend.
Agreed.
It makes a heap of sense. Why lock it behind Pro anyway? Because you've got a ton of games to play under your Pro subscription. So open it out to other people. Let them
Yeah.
all have a little taster.
Agreed.
You
man.
know,
Go
I
ahead.
don't really have a problem with it being locked behind Pro as long as it's not a game that's free to play everywhere else at the same time. If it's a game like, say,
Borderlands.
you're gonna
Far
say
Cry
Borderlands.
6?
Yeah, Far Cry 6, sure. I was gonna say something like, Little Nightmares or whatever. Anything that has made Stadia popular at one point or another. Hello Neighbor. Like, if they're not free everywhere else, it's fine to lock it behind the Pro label because it's like, okay, I don't own this game. Sure, why not? But or you missed out on a chance to claim it in the past and it's no longer Pro. Why not try it out?
It's part and parcel of them trying to justify the specialness of having a Pro sub. But I hear what you're saying, Ben, and I don't disagree at all. I just feel it's also a great opportunity for people to try it out. I mean, I know you can do that with Destiny as well, and
Yeah.
a couple of other games which have escaped my mind. But trying it with something that's actually a really good port, like Borderlands is not a bad port, or Division 2, or a game that that they all know, everybody knows has been really well done as a port, would be a great advertisement for the platform.
No, I agree about that. I just, to me, I get they're trying to make Pro special, and I feel like it used to be really special, and it's kind of lost some of that magic recently. I mean, most of the games that I've played aren't really 4K anymore. I don't have surround sound hooked up to my TV, so I can't really enjoy that. And I feel like most people that I know don't have surround sound these days. They just use a sound bar or whatever. So 5.1, is that really that important on Pro? Like, there's other features they could do. Like, I don't know. It just feels like it lost kind of some of its shine.
Well, they obviously that stuff's been there since the start, so they're not going to suddenly whip that away. But I do think that I think that there's got to be a revisit of the model at some point anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think they need to polish the model up. And for me, the one criticism that I have, I've said it in other places, and it's not here new today because I'm with you guys, is that if I buy a full price game on Stadia and I don't subscribe to the Pro, I don't get to enjoy it in 4K, 5.1 and HDR. And if I've paid the same full price that I would have paid everywhere else, I wouldn't mind having those features. Otherwise, why would I pay full price? And it seems pointless to make that a feature of being a Pro subscriber. So for me, that's a big thing that needs to be looked at so that people can all appreciate the quality of what Stadia is. And in terms of not all games being 4K, so you're right, but of course that's down to the developers ultimately. I mean, the tools are there, the options are there, they've always been there, but for whatever reason, and maybe it's simply because they don't want to whatever they get charged for the resources that Stadia charge, maybe they're trying to stinge on it. I couldn't really tell you, but that is ultimately a decision of the developers, and I would love to see more take up of it. We know that it can be done. There are some great looking 4K games on there.
True.
Yeah.
True. All right, let's get the rest of the panel on here. By the way, man, I'll get to the games themselves, but again, great list. This is crazy. I don't normally look through this store, so this is a treat while you guys are talking. I'm just
Have you bought anything, Ace? Have you got your wallet out?
That game.
I was
that
about
game you're looking
to.
at.
I was just about to, but I realized like my info's on the screen, so
Yeah,
I'm not
everyone
gonna
sees
do that,
quick and
but I
painless.
will.
Before
I
you
will.
buy that
Continue.
game, before you buy that game on the screen, it is on Luna on the Family Channel.
This, damn
Yep.
it.
So
Okay.
I would double check the Family Channel on Luna before you buy any kids games
Smart,
on Stadia
smart.
because most of them are on there.
Go
I'll
ahead,
just stick,
Duncan,
I'll stick my oar in here about the Pro free-to-play weekends behind Pro. I am not fussed on it either way. Basically, I understand why they're doing it as a perk. I wish they weren't doing it, but I I don't think it's too much. It's not much of a muchness for me. It's no biggie, because if you want to access Borderlands free on Xbox this weekend, you have to be an Xbox Live member or sign up to Game Pass. So it is common practice, and they're just using the common practice. They probably should have a look at it, as everybody is saying as well.
Anyone
Yeah.
play this Spirit game?
Yeah, I gave it a little whirl.
Is it good?
Yes, so did I.
Yeah, my inner Barbie. It was all right, actually.
Hey,
it was
my,
pretty good.
My daughter
It's
loves
a good
that show.
port.
She loves
Yeah.
that cartoon. I haven't played the game yet. I haven't even told her it's a game.
Is
I
it
don't want to have
something
to
like
buy it.
it's free? Oh, you don't have Pro.
It's a pro
right?
game.
not.
Yeah.
I got rid of my pro.
This looks good, man.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
It's good.
I thought when I played it there, yes, I did play it. I'm putting it out there, and it actually played pretty well.
Yeah.
It's a very simple kids game, right sort of intellectual model there
It
for
appeals to you
Monkey.
and I, Dunk.
Yeah.
GTP. Let's get to you real quick. What's your take on the Stadia news, man?
Yeah, why not? The features are cool. The party is something that people have been waiting for on Stadia. I mean, we've enjoyed party features on, PlayStation and Xbox and other elsewhere for so long. And for me, that was just a big missing piece for a long time. So good that that's coming. The direct touch controls are something it seems a lot of cloud gaming companies are starting to embrace. They're wanting to make it easier to be able to play on your phone without a controller, which is one of my big things too. I'm the type of person, I don't want to take my case off my phone to snap on my backbone, and I don't want to carry the clip in the controller to clip my phone in and stuff. So it's always a bit cumbersome for me when it comes to phones. So I really like touch controls. It may only be one game right now, but Humankind's definitely the game to try that on. Perfect for like touch and stuff. I hate controller with that game, so a mouse and keyboard or touch is another good one for that. So at least they picked the right game to try to put that feature out on for everybody. The Pro model. The thing is, the gaming and even cloud gaming landscape has changed a lot in the past couple of years, and the Pro model is already feeling very dated. People are, like Rokk was saying, used to buying a game, and you can play that in whatever resolution your display or your sound system or whatever can handle, right? And you're not tied behind a subscription. And when Stadia first started, it kind of made sense. Some of the surround sound, the 4K, the HDR, there were things that kind of made sense, and there wasn't really much competition in the cloud space. But we're seeing that change now, and I really don't think other companies are going to charge for 4K and HDR and stuff as those features come. So Stadia will have to modify the Pro model eventually to become current and to become competitive. And I'd like to see them get away from locking out the 4K and the HDR and all that, and maybe find another way to make Pro really appetizing for people to jump into. The other thing is, and I've said before, there's good points on both sides, but I've always wanted them to have free-to-play weekends not locked behind Pro, because it's easier to grow the product, to grow the player base if you let more people try it for absolutely free. No credit card, no nothing. Like here, this weekend, if you have a Google account, you go play and you can try this game out. And I think that does more to bring people in. But ultimately, not too bad. Not too bad of a week. I'm not gonna cut them up this week. They're doing all right. I mean, Stadia. The thing with Stadia is every week you could talk about what future does Stadia have, and everybody's gonna have really good opinions and facts to talk about with that, and whether it's gonna do good or not. But just looking at it more importantly for what they brought out this week and what's going on. I think it's pretty good. I like seeing the features, but man, that Pro model, I really want to see something happen with that Pro model.
Okay, fair enough. Monkey, do we get to you yet?
Not yet, guys. Okay, week. I finally managed to get rid of all my captures at the one time with the multi-select feature. That was like, I've been waiting on that forever. I have like 2-year-old, well, not 2 years old, but like clips that I very first took on Stadia. I finally managed to get rid of them because it was so boring deleting them all one by one, man. Like, no one has time for that. So I am absolutely over the moon that that's came. The parties feature is exactly what Stadia needed. Credit to them. It's so difficult trying to get a multiplayer game on Stadia. I'm not going to bang on about it, but this parties feature is great. For the
Have
most
you
part,
tried it yet?
yeah, so I've jumped into other people's games on Destiny,
Yeah.
and I've put out one for Division 2 and got
It's
people
pretty
coming
cool.
in there as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I was impressed. Just a wee something that no one's mentioned yet. I'll be that guy. Yeah, no, not in a bad way. Heist Simulator, 3 days time, early access. Coming from No More Robots. Those guys make some fantastic games. And by the way, the developers or the publishers there, they are fantastic with their community. They're always sending me codes for their games that they're bringing up on Steam. Like, hey, try this game. Let us know what you think about it. And then, just those sorts of things are fantastic. So, that's coming out of a good studio. And it's an interesting game. I tried the beta or like the early access sort of thing before this official early access, and it's interesting. It's got some legs. I'm going to be interested to see where it goes from. It's like a simulation where you steal some stuff, so you get to be bit of a bad guy for a while. Yeah, other than that, not much coming from Stadia. You guys have covered the pro stuff. There's nothing else I can add to that. My opinion is a mix of everyone's. For various reasons, you could have several different opinions depending on which lens you look at the pro subscription for and what you want from it. What matters to you. Is it the games that matter to you, or do you want the resolution and the 5.1 HDR? So depending which side of the fence you're on, depends what you want to see. And let's hope they can get something down the line that suits everyone going forward. Other than that, solid enough week.
Yeah. I would have to agree with all you guys here. So just want to highlight the sales again. I talked about this, but by the way, this game is $30, and I didn't plan on keeping it. The kiddo wanted to play it, and I forgot to refund. So I am stuck with this game, man.
It's quite a good game, though, isn't it?
Not $30. Actually, it's $40. 39 somewhere up there, but not for that. It's a good game. Again, co-op, great, but not for the price tag, man. Anyway.
But you've got a happy child. I mean, what price happiness with your children?
Actually, she was too afraid to play the game, so she doesn't want to play. So I'm like stuck with this game now that no one wants to play, man. It's crazy. Anyway, so these are the sales. Again, we have Blue
Ace.
Fire. Yeah.
Do you want me to, since I can use my secondary account, which I don't have any of these games on, if you want to see what the actual sale prices are. The problem is it doesn't have pro on it.
I know. I wish. Yeah, go ahead. I wish like it showed the price tag next to the purchase.
If you go to Stadia Hunters, they show all the prices for other and also other countries.
Yeah.
That's even better because I don't see the pro price. I don't know if I can see the pro pricing.
Anyway,
here.
I'm just gonna list. We got other stuff to cover. Just gonna quickly show what is on here. Again, Blue Fire, Borderlands. Let's see, 3, Dirt 5, F120, Grid, Hitman 2, Madden, right? Avengers, Outriders, One Hand Clapping, Red Dead Redemption, 2K Battlegrounds. So overall, I would say this is a pretty impressive sale, right? If you haven't got Outriders, again, I believe it's $40 or $30. So price is pretty good, and that Avengers is a pretty good game too. So again, lots of good sales happening for this platform this week. But overall, so Google Stadia, I feel like is doing pretty good. But my thing is, I'm just going to open this up. We have some time, so I guess we can tackle this conversation. It's not in the show notes, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. The year is ending, right? And, pretty soon you're going to see companies pick up things when it comes to cloud gaming. You're going to see Xbox Cloud Gaming push stuff. Again, we know Forza and Halo is coming. We're going to see Geforce Now push stuff, right? Can't talk too much about that. Luna, hopefully, right? Like we were discussing earlier, they expand to more countries, possibly bring 4K, bring more channels. Hopefully, we see more of that this year. My thing is, are we gonna see a Google? Are we gonna see like another Connect from these guys? Are we gonna like see something showcasing? Okay, this is where this platform is heading into 2022, right? Just gonna open that up to you guys. Do you think we need to see something like that? And also, do you think we're gonna see something like that? Because right now, apart from Ubisoft titles, it seems like we've seen pretty much all this platform has to offer for this year, and we really don't know much about what more is coming for next year. So I'm just gonna open that up. You guys, anyone feel free to hop on and let me know where you think this is going. Go ahead.
To answer your question, do they need to do it? Yes. Are they going to? Probably not. I think it's more likely that we'll get xCloud in 4K before the end of the year, since they actually promised that earlier this year.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
in terms of just cloud gaming in general.
Okay.
But yeah, they do need to do that. They need to give a roadmap. That is very important, especially for publishers and developers to know what their competition is going to be having on the platform and whether they should have their games on there or not.
Okay. Fair enough. Anyone else want to add to this?
So we're talking about Stadia specifically, or okay.
Stadia.
So I think this is a year of consolidation for Stadia now. I think since they decided to move in a slight tangential step from SG&E, they are essentially working on the white label, working with their partners, and they will probably wait now until next year to have another look at Stadia from the consumer perspective and then come back with an alternative model, is my feeling. The thing is, it's total speculation. We haven't got a clue what Stadia are going to do, and that's to some degree to their detriment. I'm not going to blow smoke up their anuses. At the end of the day, we'd all like to know more about what they're going to do, but we will not know that, and it's pointless week after week speculating on the basis of what we would like or what would make it great, because we don't know. We just simply don't know. And I think, as I've said, this year specifically is a year that they've had, for whatever reasons internally, veered off on a direction. So we're not going to know. We'll know next year. This year, I don't know. I can't see anything more happening this year.
True. Okay. Anyone else want to add
Yeah,
to this?
I agree with Rokk on this one. I think you hit the nail on the head there. The consolidation. That yeah, absolutely. Just as you say that, it made total sense to me. So after the changes that they're making, it does make sense that they are being very quiet this year. We already know that they had everything lined up till the end of the year, and there's a few things for next year, just from the snippets that we got. So yeah, I'm with Rokk on this. I don't think we are going to hear anything until next year. As a gamer and as someone that a cloud gaming enthusiast, I want to know what's happening. I want to know what games are coming. Just so that I can sort out where I'm going to play these games. And I say that as in, like, I don't have the same games across several different platforms anyway. But it would just be good to know, where they're coming from, and sort of plan your time, and it also gives you a wee bit more faith in a service when you know that things are coming, so far ahead, and that goes for every other platform, whether it be Luna, Stadia, Geforce Now. So they give us, we sort of know what's happening on a month-to-month basis, 2 months basis. Anything big that's going to happen is announced in advance. I mean, they don't really get that with Stadia. They just kind of drop little things here and there. And yeah, no, I'm completely with Rokk on this, by the way, next year before we see anything. What we know is coming is what we're going to get, and we're just going to have to wait and see.
Okay, fair enough. GTP, where you at with this?
Great. It's
Reel you
The
in
thing
with it.
is, and Rokk is really saying what we keep saying week after week, and I think that's why he's saying it's really hard to speculate the same thing all the time, because we really do lack a ton of information. So what we're really speculating on is lack of information. And that's kind of where I come from when I say things, like we don't know. Just like this year, you didn't have certain games with MotoGP or 2K22 or stuff. We don't know what the announcements are for next year yet, as to where last year we kind of had an idea. We talk about this a lot, where last year at this time looking at cloud gaming, and then this time, like this year, looking at it is so different. Right, with what Luna and xCloud and GFN are up to, and with what is going on with Stadia. Last year, I knew a lot about Stadia and what games were coming, and I kept seeing an increase in franchises and an increase in content. But this year, as Rokk has said, whether you call it a consolidation, a gear down, a slow down, a change in pace, you take a step back while you're deciding what direction to take your product. And that's what they've had to do. The whole trying to get all the third-party games and having first-party was a bit of a big tackle. I think bigger than they even thought it was going to be. It cost a lot of money to do what they tried to do, so they are making changes. But again, we have to speculate on lack of information, and unfortunately, we have more information for almost every other platform. They're kind of telling us what's going on, and we are seeing a ramp up. I've seen every other gaming company have a ramp up in services and content, as to where Stadia is kind of rolling back. But that doesn't mean Stadia is closing. It could, but it doesn't mean that it does. We have to speculate on what we don't know and just do the best that we can. And you can take that as a positive or a negative. And you know what? You can find data out there to support your belief, no matter what you want to do. Exactly. But the truth of the matter is, Stadia is very quiet, and we don't know why. So it leaves a lot of speculation, and that kind of speculation doesn't instill a lot of confidence in a lot of people.
Okay, fair enough. Duncan, have you said anything about this topic?
Danger.
Stranger danger?
Yes.
I'll
You're
call
here.
you on live rap.
On
have
live
you,
rep.
have you got anything to say about this topic?
It sounds like the online rep has a message to give us from the past.
Yes, indeed, indeed I do. I think we will probably hear something out from Stadia one way or another, February, March time.
Why then?
Does anybody know why I'm getting that date? Let's see.
Anniversary? No.
No.
Easter, chocolate.
You're sort of right, yes.
Closure of the studio.
It is going to be it's the end of the reporting period for the shareholders and the investors.
Fair enough,
like that.
Well, they didn't cover it a great deal last year, though.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Did they?
Yes. SG&E shut down just before it.
Yeah, but the actual accounts didn't go into a great deal of detail, did it?
Yeah, they didn't say much about it.
No,
but
it's a footline. They don't talk about the services that way in their books.
But that's where the correlation is there. That is why I'm saying it's SG&E shut down just before the annual report of the shareholders. So I think that's when we may get something definite one way or another.
Can I ask something real quick? The 1 year is coming soon. No, not 1 year. 2 years,
Two.
right? Or do you think we'll see
2
anything
years,
about
November.
that?
No.
No,
No.
Nope.
Damn.
not like last year.
Wow. Okay.
They're just catching up this year. It's consolidation. It's they got decimated in so many ways.
Yeah.
And they've been rebuilding the pieces, but they don't do that stuff in public. I mean, that's just the way Google works.
Yeah, true. All right, keep going, Duncan. Sorry.
Okay. I think there's some people out there saying I'll just say it's me. I give Stadia I give them a really, really hard time about roadmaps and stuff like this. I had one of my famous Twitter altercations on there about asking, you don't give xCloud a bad rep because you don't know what games are coming in 2022 for xCloud. And they were shocked when they actually seen the list, and I haven't heard a dicky bird from them since. when they've actually seen what games are coming to xCloud next year and the years. I think they're up to about 23, and I think some of the games are into 24. xCloud are really pushing that. Roadmaps are important because they infuse your base, and the Stadia base needs to be infused. And to get off the life support that Ubisoft is giving them with the big games, the big AAA games, we need to hear these big games coming out, and they're coming to Stadia. We've got one coming up in a couple of weeks with Guardians of the Galaxy. Personally, I was shocked that was not coming to Stadia because Square is a big, massive supporter of Cloud in general, and with that not coming, it's a worry. And then we've got the 2K situation, which is getting worse as the weeks go on, in my opinion. We had NBA this week, or NBA a couple of weeks ago, and this week a re-release of PGA 2K21, which is digital only, has not come to Stadia, and that is just putting all the PGA stuff in one nice wee package to buy, and that hasn't come. I want to see where the big AAA publishers are coming back out to support Stadia
next year.
And like, if that's the case, I'm happy. Like, if that's the case, right? Again, communication would be great to let us know, that's when. But man, if Stadia comes out next year swinging, dude, like, let's go. For real, like, let's go. I want to see them do something.
I'm just really excited by where cloud is right now.
As a whole. I agree.
I mean, whether Stadia is going to be part of that, it's definitely going to be part of it for the next 2 or 3 years, because they have commitments. Whether it's going to be part of it for the next 5 years, who knows? They may not even know. But cloud, look where cloud is right now.
I know.
That's the thing that excites me.
Yeah, you're right about that. Cloud is definitely taken off. It's pretty cool to see.
And Stadia is part of that, and has been part of that. It's part of the history. It's part of the fabric of where we are with cloud.
True. Again, it would be cool if they can continue that momentum. But I agree, cloud is good.
And also, let's not forget the big news of the week, Ace, that we've not touched on yet. Massive news. We all thought that he'd gone the same way as Uhura, but no, he is still alive. Phil Harrison is still the vice president of Google Stadia. Who knew?
I just want to shout out to Anders passed me that info, so absolutely brilliant to Anders for passing that to me. So there we go.
Yeah. Hey.
There you go. Gaming Awards, December.
Yeah, let's go. That would be cool, right? If we see something.
Yeah, well, go if you're paying.
Yeah. Hey, right? Hey, exciting stuff, man. Let's see what continues to happen with this platform. But overall, again, we're good in time. So let's move on. Unless someone else wants to add to that, we still got Xbox Cloud Gaming to cover. Right, again, not a lot happening for Xbox Cloud Gaming. Anyone, if you guys still want to say more, we can do that. But if not, let's move.
Xbox or...
Go ahead, Duncan.
I want to go back to GFN at some stage.
Go ahead. Let's do it.
You may be oohing and ahhing. It actually relates into Xbox as well.
Okay, go for it.
The launch into that in America, we've completely in other leagues skipped that. And
sure.
And that is absolutely massive. It's sorry for forgetting about that. It just came to me afterwards.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely amazing that it is out there now, and you could see the demand, the queues this week for them has been absolutely ridiculous, and it's good to see that more people are starting to get into cloud gaming. So I think it was worth mentioning.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. This
it's
word is
awesome.
big deal for sure. All right, cool. So Xbox Cloud Gaming. again, 4 games released. We had Back for Blood, which I would say is the biggest one, and the Rift Breaker, which we discussed earlier, was released in GFN. There's another game called Ring of Pain, and The Good Life, which looks like a simulator. So I don't know if you guys have looked into that as well. But overall, I would say a solid week. These are 4 games. I would say 2 of them are double the AAA, then the others are a little indie-ish. But what do you? I'm gonna open this up. What are your thoughts on these games? Anyone can just jump in here with Xbox Cloud Gaming.
Back for Blood is okay, but it's got Left 4 Dead hanging over its head, so it's just constantly being compared to that game. The game as a whole, I mean, I played the beta on Shadow and got bored of it after about an hour. Thought, okay, it's the beta. I'm in here with bots. Once the game launches, it's coming to Game Pass. We knew it was coming. So I thought, oh my god, we'll jump in Game Pass. You jump in. Leaving the performance issues aside right now, the bots are so bloody dumb in that game, man, and it's so annoying. And I'm also thinking as well, I'm playing on, Xbox Cloud Gaming. There's going to be a ton of players. This game's just launched. Why the fuck am I not getting, teamed up with actual players? How many people have an Xbox Game Pass subscription, whether it be console, PC? Why am I getting teamed up with bots? Like, seriously, to put me in with real people, this completely takes away from the online multiplayer experience that you want in that game. And it wears thin very quickly. I mean, if you love shooting things for hours on end, crack on. I don't really like this deck building that they've put into it. I know Duncan loves those games because they're really simple and easy for a guy like him. Yeah.
Did you just call Duncan simple?
That's super easy.
Did you call him a guy?
Yes. Hell Monkey, don't play Slay the Spire, and then you'll see how simple these
Oh, I
games
tried
are.
that
No,
because you love
listen,
it. Oh, what
yeah.
a pile of crap that was.
How the crap. Oh,
By the way,
I got-
Ace, did you change my name? Whose idea was that?
I don't know, Vincent.
I don't think I could. Oh,
Uh-huh.
Monkey did.
It's took him about an
Power
hour
trip.
to realise. That's been there for an hour. So look, Back for Blood is good, but I'm going to get my rant out of the way quickly, guys. The day that Xbox announced, everything's running on Series X hardware now.
Oh wait, hold up. Sorry. Do we need to put it as you're about to go in on xCloud right now? Do we
Not
need to
really.
put,
I'm
like,
just gonna do what all good Scotsmen do and have a right good old moan.
Okay, let's.
So the day they did it, I thought I'm going to jump back in. I'm going to check out these games that we'd played before when the service came. See if they've improved. And I thought, you know what? I'll jump into Forza Horizon first because I got a lot of pixelation issues with that. Just for time to time, I says I'm going to play this for a length of time and see, if those issues are gone, if the bit rate's up, if it's
Get him off the full screen! Get him off the full screen!
It was dreadful, dude. Lag. I don't know what they've done. But they've shorted a wire. There's a fiber cable pinched somewhere, and my Xbox Cloud Gaming service is absolutely horrendous right now. It's just to the point where I don't want to give up Game Pass because I can still use it on Shadow PC, but it's just, what are they doing? Like, what have they done?
Sorry.
What are you laughing at? What have I missed?
You're right there, Ace. You haven't swallowed a pickle, have you?
No, Duncan's. Okay, I'm dead. No.
I was trying to have a serious conversation, you animals. Animals.
I don't know. I've missed out on the merriment.
The whole Duncan get him out of the screen just had to be rolling. All right, sir. GTP, go ahead, man. I'm dying.
I don't even know what we're talking about right now. Oh my god, I'm afraid to say anything. Please don't put me full screen. I don't look good there. Don't do it. We've lost Ace. Any other time his camera would shut off by now, but no, of course, not today. He's stuck. Yeah, camera's not going anywhere. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh, I'm guessing Hell Monkey is not a big fan of World War Z either.
No.
Because that's so
Probably
I was a
not
huge fan of that game.
Probably not Zombie
Yeah.
Army 4 either.
Yeah, well, I don't like that game
Actually,
either. But
I like Zombie Army 4.
I like Back for Blood, but there is a matchmaking issue. I don't know if it's a bug. I don't know if there's something needs patched. Definitely some problems with matchmaking in Back for Blood, but I was playing with people, so it wasn't so bad. It wasn't. The bots are not the best way to go about Back for Blood.
Hey, at least the bots
for
are
sure.
quick to heal you.
They will heal you and give you some
will
ammo,
heal you,
which
yes.
is nice. And sometimes people you're playing with their dicks and they won't do that. But no, Back for Blood's
with their
a
dicks.
great one. Yeah, exactly. Serious.
What game was that?
Back for Blood, there's a lot of dicks.
Back for dicks.
You guys have derailed, completely derailed this situation.
Wow.
Who's that? See, when you said, is it good for Rokk to become part of the, like, I didn't realize when I said yes what we were getting into.
I'm a kid. It's my job.
Oh my god.
You were playing genital jousting?
Oh man.
Oh my god, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I did play Back for Blood with friends, and then I played it without. And I had like I had two people on the team the first time. One had a mic, the other one didn't. And then we failed, and when we started back in, it was me and a bunch of bots. But I think if you back out and go back in, I'll let it back.
Not literally in the game. The people playing the game.
I imagine people that have not played Back for Blood just imagine zombies running around with dicks hanging out.
Go shoot dicks all day and Back for Blood on Game Pass. Great.
Oh my goodness! What in the world? Sorry. All right. Someone else go.
There's no way to follow. I'm done. I'm done. I was gonna say that I agreed with Pumpkin and Hell Monkey about the Rift Breaker.
Where
I
did
praised
Monkey
it.
go?
I praised it on GFN because of mouse and keyboard, but I don't like controller for that type of game, so it wasn't great for me. But it runs really good on xCloud.
Well,
Oh
we're
my
gonna try and
God.
be professional here, y'all.
It does not
Right,
run good in
And
Xbox.
Monkey said he
Go
was
now.
going to keep things straight. You haven't done anything to keep any of this straight the past 20 minutes.
I'm gone, mate. I'm done.
You're gone.
All right. Who else? Rokk, did we get to you in this?
Yeah, no, Back for Blood. I do give it. I'm in the same place as Hell Monkey. I thought, yeah, one session that was me done really. I haven't tried the others yet though, because I wanted to get back to Far Cry 6. I'm sorry.
True. And again, Ben, I think you were the one to let us know those games became available, and I was like, "Dag, I'm playing this, and that. Like, I don't have time to get into any of these games, man. So many games are releasing. It's crazy. Are people even still playing Kenna?
I don't have time to. I want to.
Yeah,
I just haven't had a
right?
chance because there's so many other things to play.
It's crazy.
Between
and
that
then
and New World and Far Cry and Back for
Yeah.
Blood and I don't know what else.
Scarlet
has come
Nexus.
Out. Scarlet
My
Nexus,
goodness, right?
the AI Selma or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. So many games. But yeah, anyone else want to add to the Xbox Cloud Gaming news? If not, we're going to hop on to Shadow. And I'm going to let Monkey, I hope you on. But you have the Shadow deets. Do you want to touch on that real quick?
Yeah, so just if anyone's watching this now that uses Shadow or watching later, if you don't already know, you can now purchase additional storage again, but only if you are within the vicinity of the Paris data center. So I got another 256 for $2.99 extra a month, which I thought was fair. But myself and Jerry was having this discussion. He bought double that, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to have to end up buying double that again, like before the year's out, because of the amount of games that's coming. I'm happy to pay for it. I know some people are still salty about the price rise. What can you do, man? Cloud computing is expensive. Shadow is the best cloud computing service that you can get out there now at an affordable price. We also spoke about how, I feel it's in good hands now with Octave Clava, who runs OVH Cloud. The hardware's still in testing. We're going to see more tiers, or at least a new tier next year. So it's from where they were, it's really, really looking good. The second and final piece of news this week from Shadow is they're working on a way where you can use another device as a second screen, as a dual screen. That's been tested right now, and if you're lucky enough to be a beta tester, you will get a chance to have a wee go at that. So basically, if I've got Shadow up on the TV here through my NVIDIA Shield, I could use my phone as a dual screen. So this literally is turning Shadow into a streaming machine there. If you like, for that sort of thing, if you like to live stream some games and things, you could manage that a lot better if you're only using Shadow. Plus, it has all its other variations for those that use it in a business sense as well, and not just solely for gaming. So, yeah, from where they were, I am happy to see these improvements coming, and long live Shadow.
How much is it now? How much is it? It's a month. It's a monthly.
£30 a month. Yes, £30 a month.
Mm-hmm.
It used to
and
be.
That's a flat fee now, so there's no tiered pricing.
Yeah.
No. So it's a flat fee. The last of the tiers are coming away now. The last of them were in Germany. I think a couple of people still had them in the UK. The Ultra and Infinite tiers, just because they were hooked up to the OVH servers where they had the capacity to do so, but they're slowly doing away with them. It was a flat tier. They are going to introduce another one. It's going to be more expensive because the hardware is going to be, better equipped. And I don't mind it being a higher price. As we say, these things are expensive, and I think the general public don't understand exactly how much it takes to run a data center. Like, what I would say is, go to Amazon, go to Google, go to Microsoft, and try and set up your own cloud computing, and you'll find out exactly how difficult it is. And then, multiply that by 1 million for what these companies are doing for us to bring us cloud gaming, and just get a wee taste of how difficult this is.
And tough this year with the chip shortages as well.
Yeah, and then you get folks like me complaining and being very pernickety. They can't win. But yeah, life is looking up in Shadow again. It's starting to look good. Feeling more comfortable in the service, and
And the rollouts are a lot faster now as well, aren't they? As well.
Yes, in Europe especially, they're moving the last of the users from the Chicago data center. They're migrating those to the rest of the American servers, while they are building a new one in Canada, and setting up shop in there too. So it's good. It's good to hear all this when they were nearly down the toilet pan not so long ago. Yeah. So, I'm impressed, and I'm looking forward to it because Shadow PC is the best thing ever. Like,
Dag, you went from not even talking about Shadow to really repping it hard, man. They definitely
he drank the juice.
I was going to say something else here, but no, we've had enough of that tonight. It just shows you when you get a good leader behind a team and someone that knows what they're doing. It was very clear that the higher ups in Shadow before had no idea what they were doing. They offered this ridiculously expensive hardware at an absolute fraction of the cost, and just that was never going to work. It was never going to work. Now they're in good hands. I see a big future. I see a big future ahead for them.
Cool. All right, awesome. So Yeah, I'm excited for Shadow too, especially like we talked about. They're looking into upgrading the specs. They talked about it earlier, and it seems like that's something that they're testing out now. But I want to do something fun. We have about 15 minutes or so. Let's talk about this. Someone had a question about like what games are we excited to see come out next year in the cloud, right? I also want to go ahead a step further and ask what platform are you guys most excited about with the game too for 2022? So anyone kick it off?
Elden Ring.
Who?
It's one Elden Ring is going to be one of the first games coming out in January next year.
Look it up.
Sort of Dark Souls esque.
What platform?
J-Game, or what the person who wrote Game
Oh,
of Thrones.
Game of
Yeah.
Thrones, yeah. It looks fantastic. There was a little gameplay footage leaked today on Reddit. Only 30 seconds, but you got a wee shot of the world. It's
Oh, I remember when they announced this game.
dragons. Listen, I don't know what cloud service it's going to come to, so you can fight over whether it's coming to GFN or Stadia or
is it
Luna.
coming for PC?
It's coming out for PC, so I'll be playing on Shadow. So
Yeah.
I don't care about anything else. I don't care if anything else that goes. I could play it on Shadow. That's going to be one of the first this year, so I'm excited for that.
Okay. Anything else?
You took my Elden Ring, man.
Oh, really? You too, GTP?
Well, that's that's going to be one of the big games to hit for January. So
Wow.
I'm hoping that hits cloud somewhere. I mean, that's coming out on like every console, on PC. Somebody's bound to have this in cloud. Another one that would be really cool is January also sees Monster Hunter Rise come to PC. So GFN could pick that up. It would be really cool. But
I'm looking forward to playing it on Shadow.
No.
Wait.
why'd you have to poke Monkey with the
No.
demo?
Yes. Right. If anyone is watching that makes Monster Hunter games, get your finger out your ass and let me play that on Shadow. It's like
Oh,
the
wait. You can't play
second
Monster Hunter in Shadow?
I tried to download the demo. Well, did download it because Shadow's a PC. You go to launch it and it pops up a little snidey message. This game cannot be accessed from a virtual PC. And
No
you're like,
way.
how do they know? Like, obviously, there's data there to tell them it's a virtual PC.
How will they know?
Why? Why are you blocking me from playing your game? I could have put money into this.
Nobody's
There's a
worried.
very good chance that's just due to the demo and certain security behind the demo, and it may not really actually be that way for the full release. This does happen
hope
often
not.
with demos, but it's hard to tell, honestly.
Holy crap. This game
Yeah.
looks incredible. Sorry, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Elden Ring's going to be sick.
And I will be touching it for Barge Pool.
I'm also excited for Redfall. The first that's like the first Bethesda game that's exclusive to Xbox, the vampire one.
It's
Yep.
coming in
Yeah, and that'll be a
xCloud,
xCloud, yeah.
Oh, I will go for I've got two games, and it just shows you how my game taste is completely another
Attack the
referred.
Spire.
Nope, that's incorrect. Shall we go for the first one, which people are going to laugh at? It's 2 Point Campus. I'm
What?
really the 2
Sorry.
Point.
What
Yes,
is-
2 Point Campus. It's from the people that made 2 Point Hospital. You build up your own college in America. It is very, very British humor in it. It looks absolutely brilliant. It's my sort of thing.
Oh,
And
you were
the other-
saying campus. I thought you were saying compass. I was like 2 Point Compass.
Oh yes, yes.
The accent got me.
The accent, yes. The other game is because I'm a big, massive fan. Is Hogwarts,
Nice.
and I think 2 Point is going to go to GFN, and I'm hoping that Hogwarts Legacy ends up somewhere else as well. And stop copying.
Yeah, what a thief.
Yes.
So, is this a soul-like game? Or is it... because I can stand soul-like games.
It's a Souls-like game. That's why
Damn
I'm not
it.
touching it.
Yeah, it's
Damn
going to have
it.
multiplayer as well, though.
This looks
It's gonna have
epic though, but
multiplayer.
I hate the fact that it's a soul-like game. Okay. It looks good. What else? Anyone else?
Well, if I can throw some speculation in the ring,
Yeah.
not the Elden Ring, mind you, for now.
I like that.
I think that we will be getting an overhaul of PS Now next year.
Ooh,
I'm hoping
yeah.
sooner than later.
Yeah.
My speculation is that we will get the opportunity to purchase a game and play it instantly in the cloud as part of the purchase deal.
Ooh.
Under a new and revised PS Now. Therefore, I'm looking, and I think it's going to happen if it happens, for Horizon Forbidden West, which is the game I'm really looking for. I loved Horizon Zero Dawn, one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
And I think that PlayStation are working towards that. So you will get day and date cloud as well as a purchase of a digital download option in the future next year. That's my speculation.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. You know, people say they're concerned about losing money in the first party exclusive, but if they offered that, right? I mean, they're making money because people are going to buy it digitally.
You're buying
and then
it
you
anyway.
can stream it wherever you
get
want.
that option day and date.
I like that. I like that. Let's hope we see that for sure. Anyone else? I'm surprised no one is mentioning like
Zelda?
that's not coming to cloud though, right?
No, not cloud, but
No,
games
uh,
coming.
See, I got limited because you said that we also want to come to cloud. Like, I can list a ton of local games coming next year for you,
How
but
about
like as far as
yeah.
could come to cloud's a little different.
But that's a Sky. What's that? Elder Scrolls like
Starfield,
Yeah,
Starfield,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Isn't
gonna
there a
be
new
a big
Stalker
one.
coming out too?
Stalkers.
Yeah,
And you
I mean,
did-
we know that there's a ton of xCloud going to happen. Like any game hitting the Xbox, especially those first parties, are gonna be in the cloud as well.
I've got a question.
sure.
Did gamer win Uno or not? That is my question.
Wait,
what?
what?
Did you win? Did you win? That is the question.
Uno. Who you asking?
And did it have
Gamer?
the Far Cry
Oh,
6
gamer. Oh,
skins?
yeah.
Yeah.
Gamer, you there? Did you win, dude? Let us know. All right. Let us know in the chat too. What are you guys excited to see come? Make it
Yeah,
saying
Dead Space. I'm with you, Holtz. Yeah, Dead Space will be awesome.
Here's a game that a lot of people might have forgotten about. A fantastic franchise, a PC game. So there's a good chance we could see it in GFN. Paradox have been very quiet about Vampire the Masquerade at Bloodlines 2, to the point where people think it's been cancelled. They actually said a couple of days ago that they almost cancelled it, but they're still working on it. That game was supposed to be out at the beginning of this year, and they just went like so quiet on it. Don't know if anyone knows. Like
Yes.
Paradox games have a huge following.
They nuked the studio. They changed studio.
Yeah, so thanks, Duncan. I was getting to that.
Oh, it didn't sound like it. You were going on there, like saying nothing. You were going around in a circle, and I was just jumping in there to help you out.
Goodness.
So no, listen. The Vampire the Masquerade games have a huge following, and I just want to see that game come out because it's been such a good franchise. You know, anything to do with vampires and that, whether it be movies, TV series, games, have a huge following. They usually have a really deep storyline, a lot of action elements, and you know, you can sink loads of hours into these. You can play through different characters, stories, etc. And you know, if so, 3 and 4 playthroughs are completely different from different perspectives. And yeah, just get this done, guys. Come on, I'm excited to play it.
Yo.
Look who just showed up.
Gamer TV. What is
Perfect
good?
timing.
Hey, man, perfect, right? Better late than never. Let's go.
So, what are you excited to? By the way, you want who won? I think you're saying you won.
Well,
right?
I won a few, but Chase and Adam and Zach, those guys are double agents. I don't trust any of them anymore. I'm done. They're Chase. He's the perfect double agent. I tell you not. But Zach and Adam, they had a little two-way game going. So yeah, figures. But I got a few in. I think I won the most.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you. So, what are you looking forward to? What game? What platform
Oh man,
next year?
sheesh, next year. I can't even think about next year yet, man. I'm trying to make it through this year. Honestly, yeah, dude. I'm not really looking forward to many games. I just want to see platforms grow. I think that's what it is. I just want to see which platforms take that next step, right? Either Stadia, xCloud, Luna, GFN. Somebody has to take that next step. You know, I'm tired of the baby steps, right? Somebody just has to say, "Boom, this is it." Yeah.
So what does that look like? What is what does that?
Oh,
step
don't
look
start another one, mate. I want to go to bed. It's midnight.
Hey, man,
What does that look like?
Right
Well, I'll
What does
just
that look like?
hang on. Go and grab
Looking
the
at
pillow.
pillow
And,
the cameras to hide their faces, like Duncan, not reveal anything.
what does that look
Oh,
like?
That's
Let's
a
go
dangerous
through it
question
real
right now.
what does it look like, man? I just think consistency, right, for more users. If we can begin to see a consistent performance across the platforms, you take xCloud and they drop 4K, improve consistency from consumer to consumer. It's going to be tough to challenge those guys. So I just want to see who does it. Like, who really just says, "Hey, boom, here's the overall experience." Stadia, obviously, we know has like a huge advantage, in my opinion, only from the UX and UI, I guess, perspective. It's so easy to accept Stadia as an all-in-one solution for the average everyday gamer. Just easy. Someone else has to enter that field. And if it's Xbox, xCloud with their, streaming stick or integrations, whatever it might be, so be it. But someone has to challenge them in that place.
See, I feel like Luna still has a ways to go, but they're already doing good and challenging in terms of UI and UX.
Yep.
I mean, it's clean, it's smooth, it's easy to navigate and find games. It's easy, just like Stadia.
They need
but
more games, though.
They do need more games.
Yeah. And 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Suppose they have a note on there that says coming soon.
It
Now
does,
that wasn't
yeah,
there
yeah.
before, so
But-
it's got to be
Well,
coming
actually,
soon.
no, that thing has been there for a while, man.
It has
I
been.
try
Oh, it
to
has?
check it every day.
I thought it just got added like a couple months ago.
No, it's been there for a minute. Cool. All right. We heard. I think most people in the panel.
Yes, to
I
answer
was-
Dr. Spaceman's
I
question, I think
agree
Kelly
with Ben
farted.
and Gamer.
I think
Can we
that's
go
why
now?
Duncan's covering his face. Kelly farted.
Sorry, guys. This
People are
podcast
going to
wasn't
get
as
murdered.
professional
People are going to get
as.
murdered for that.
Hey, that was Dr. Spaceman who said
Kneecapped.
that.
All right, fellas. Appreciate you guys. We'll give the panel members a chance to just let them know where you can find them and what they do. So to get started, Ben, what do you do, sir? Where can people find you?
I mean, I just goof off, have fun. I'm on people's Discords, not as much as I used to, but I'm still there. YouTube and Twitch, Trippin Entertainment. That's where you can find my stuff and just me just having fun with other people. So.
Cool. GTP, sir, what do you do? Where can people find you?
Yeah, Game Tech Planet for Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Pretty much everything for cloud console and PC that I have time to do anyway.
True. Okay. Good to have you in here, GTP.
Man, you call me Gamer TV so many
I
times.
swear.
Last week.
Maybe we should change it, right?
I
Should I
swear.
just TV,
My
right?
bad.
Just call me TV.
They should just work together, merge together. Be
I know.
the
This is
Gamer
a
TV
merge.
Planet.
You know, it's G. It's good.
I swear. Duncan, what do you do, sir? Where can people find you?
Find me over at Creative Games. We're going live later on today with some Luna stuff. We've got some interesting stuff planned in the next week or two. And I'm saying this live, and I'm saying it to his face. We're doing another giveaway. Hell Monkey cannot win this next giveaway because you can't win a couple of months in a row. And we're giving away Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh.
Maybe I'll have to tune in then. I'll have to watch you for once. Just kidding. I watch them a lot, but this one in particular.
Gamer TV, sir, what do you do? Where can people find you?
Yeah. Hey, Duncan, did you move your sofa?
It's been moved for a while.
Okay,
So,
okay.
like
Something
Smaller
different.
glasses.
I asked
Yeah,
the same
that's-
question earlier.
Something's different. Okay, cool. Yeah, Twitch. I'm sorry, not Twitch. Twitter and YouTube, Gamer TV Plus. That's about it. And I see Hell Monkey has a green screen now too, so that's cool. Unless you've
Yeah.
always had that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for quite some
You,
time.
you missed the floating head monkey from like a couple
Oh,
weeks
nice.
ago.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was epic. Good to have you, gamer. Rokk, sir. Good to have you. So, sorry about this panel, bro. Like,
Oh
this-
yeah,
this-
I'm gonna have
this
to
is
think
a
again
crazy-
about this deal. I see. That was great fun. Thank you so much.
Instigated half of the laughter. What are you
Come
talking?
on, get out of here! Get out of here! Descent in the ranks. So as it says on my thing, sometimes Rokk Show on Twitter, Rocks with an S on YouTube. I do 2 shows. Tuesday we do Rokk Reveal, which is where we very, very occasionally get a This Week on Stadia to dissect, and if we don't, we just dissect each other. So it's good for medical students. And then on a Thursday, we do Housemates, which is a bit like, you know, when it went completely manic here and we talked about stuff that we shouldn't be talking about. That's Housemates in a bomb nutshell. So, but every Saturday night you'll find me, or whatever time of the day it is, wherever you are in the world, with these amazing folk talking about cloud stuff. So thank you so much for adding me to your cast.
Absolutely.
You've included medical students. You should probably include geologists too, because dissecting a rock is a little.
A rock is, yeah, right. You got bring your own hammer.
Good stuff, Rokk. Good to have you. Good to have you for sure. Monkey, do you have anything you want to plug?
Yes, very quickly, just point everyone in the direction of our other 2 channels, which we don't do a good job at, putting out there. So, Cloud Gaming XS, the 4th member of the CGX team, Nimbus, I call him Nimbud, sounds a lot better. He streams every Tuesday and Thursday right now. Played Stadia games. So if you like a bit of live streaming, want to jump in, join some FIFA, Rainbow Six Siege, please go support him, show him some love. He is really good. And also our VR channel. I've dropped both those links in the chat there. Check that out. We are slowly progressing with VR. So if it's something that you are interested in, we are dissecting that, to use Rock's terms, and bringing it to you in the easiest form possible. There's just a video went up there today. Go check it out. And obviously, give everyone some support from here. Show everyone some love. And hope you enjoyed the show. As dreadful as it was, I couldn't keep the order. I'll bring the hammer with me next week.
Oh man, what a crazy! I think this is probably the craziest show we've done, but it's a lot of laughs. So appreciate you guys for that. Thank you guys for watching. All the links of the panel members are gonna be in the description. You guys go show them some love. Next week, guys. Next week, can't say too much, but man, we're gonna have some stuff to talk about. So make sure you stay tuned for that. All right. Appreciate you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Till next time, fellas. Peace out.
So this is where we discuss the GFN news now.